This is wrestling's greatest moments.
Hey now, wrestling fans. It's time for another episode of Wrestling's Greatest Moments, Who's Dat Wrestler, where we provide 5 clues and you have to guess the wrestler's identity. The less clues you need to get the answer, the better your score. Before we get started though, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Here are the rules. You have 5 clues to guess each wrestler's identity, that is, the wrestling name they're best known by. If you answer the question with the first clue, you earn 5 points. If you answer the question by the second clue, you get 4 points, and so on, with the 5th and last clue being worth 1 point. If you don't answer the question within 5 clues, you get a whole lot of nothing. Dare to play the Wildcard? If you're willing to take a risk, consider playing our Wildcard question. We'll give you the subject. The question could be easy, medium, or hard. You won't know until you play it. It's a multiple choice question, or as we used to say in school, a multiple guess. Answer it right, and you add 5 points to your score. Answer it wrong, and you deduct 5 points. Keep in mind, the wild card is optional. Here's an example. Category: The Road Warriors. Your difficulty is easy. Lucky you. Here's a question. Which of these tag team titles weren't held by the Road Warriors? 1. The AWA World Tag Team Championship. 2. The WWF Tag Team Championship. 3. The ECW Tag Team Championship. Or 4. The NWA World Tag Team Championship. The correct answer is 3. The ECW World Tag Team Championship. Question 1. Easy. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on May 18th, 1943 in Fiji. He was discovered in Hawaii at a gym while training for bodybuilding competitions. This wrestler would be known for his incredible physique and high-flying abilities. Clue number 2. This wrestler first broke out in the NWA Pacific Northwest Territory. There, he enjoyed tag team success with Frankie Lane, with the two capturing the promotion's Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship. He later competed in the AWA, where he worked under the name Lani Kealoha. There, he teamed with future WWF arch-rival Don Morocco. Clue number 3. This wrestler competed in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, aka Jim Crockett Promotions, working as a babyface and a heel. He held the promotion's version of the NWA World Tag Team Championship with Paul Orndorff and later Ray the Crippler Stevens. He feuded with Ric Flair and was involved in an angle where he helped Greg Valentine break Flair's nose. Clue number 4. Although this wrestler never held a championship in the WWF, he competed for the WWF Championship against Bob Backlund and the Intercontinental Championship against Don Morocco. Both series were well known for their famous cage matches in Madison Square Garden. Clue number 5. This wrestler was involved in an infamous angle where Rowdy Roddy Piper broke a coconut over his head on Piper's Pit. Who's that wrestler? Who is Jimmy Superfly Snuka? Question 2. Easy. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on September 9th, 1945 in Iran. This wrestler's career took off when he capitalized on his nationality. Clue number 2. This wrestler was known for loading up his wrestling boot with a foreign object. Clue number 3. This wrestler defeated Bob Backlund on December 26, 1983 to win the WWF Championship. Clue number 4. This wrestler was involved in a famous feud with Sergeant Slaughter that culminated in a boot camp match at Madison Square Garden. Clue number 5. This wrestler captured the WWF Tag Team Championship with Nikolai Volkov at the first ever WrestleMania. Who's that wrestler? Who is the Iron Sheik? Question 3. Medium. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born in Boston, Massachusetts on October 26, 1949. This wrestler began competing under his real name, but quickly changed to the wrestling name Johnny West. Clue number 2. This wrestler began competing in championship wrestling from Florida in 1972, teaming with Mike Graham to capture the NWA Florida Tag Team Championship. This wrestler also worked in the WWF during the 1970s as a mid-card act. During the 1980s, he spent several years in championship wrestling from Florida before moving on to Jim Crockett Promotions and WCW. Clue number 3. This wrestler worked under a mask as Lucifer during a run in championship wrestling from Florida. Clue number 4. This wrestler was known for his famous feud with Dusty Rhodes in championship wrestling from Florida, including an angle where Rhodes lost a loser leaves Florida match. Clue number 5. This wrestler worked in I Respect You leather strap match against Flying Brian Pillman, where Pillman ended the match saying, "I respect you, Booker Man." Who's that wrestler? Who is Kevin Sullivan? Question 4. Medium. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born in San Luis Potosi, Mexico, although his birth year is uncertain, either 1938 or 1942. Wrestling lore has it that this wrestler was the first masked wrestler allowed to perform in Madison Square Garden with his mask on. Clue number 2. This wrestler worked his first international match at the Los Angeles Olympic Auditorium. During the early 1970s, he feuded with a masked wrestler, The Destroyer. This wrestler also worked in All Japan Pro Wrestling in the 1970s and held the promotion's Pacific Wrestling Federation United States Championship. He would win the belt from The Destroyer and later lose it to The Destroyer. Clue number 3. This wrestler appeared in 17 luchador films. His most successful film was Los Momias de Guanajuato, aka The Mummies of Guanajuato. This film also featured fellow luchadors Blue Demon and El Santo. Clue number 4. This wrestler was often accused of refusing to sell for opponents and even to lose to them. Whether or not this is accurate, this wrestler eliminated himself from the 1997 Royal Rumble, leading some critics to point to this as another example of his unwillingness to put others over. Clue number 5. This wrestler's nickname is the Man of 1,000 Masks. Who's that wrestler? Who is Mio Mascaras? Question 5. Hard. Clue number 1. This second-generation wrestler was born on December 6, 1934, in St. Louis, Missouri. Although this wrestler aspired to be a football star, 2 knee injuries ended his college career, and his father trained him to become a professional wrestler. Clue number 2. This wrestler debuted in 1955 as a babyface, working in the Los Angeles area while he pursued a marketing degree at UCLA. Clue number 3. This wrestler became best known for playing a heel. He was known for writing down words from a dictionary so he could use big and flashy words during promos, setting himself apart from other heels. Clue number 4. This wrestler was best known for his run in the American Wrestling Association. He would hold the promotion's World Tag Team Championship 3 times with Ray Stevens and its World Heavyweight Championship 4 times. Clue number 5. This wrestler's AWA World Championship reigns featured legendary programs against Vern Gagne. He also defended the title against Hulk Hogan, seemingly dropping the title only for the title change to be reversed on a technicality. Who's that wrestler? Who is Nick Bockwinkel? Question 6. Hard. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born on February 3rd, 1941 in Hammond, Indiana. A second-generation wrestler, he was trained by his famous father. Clue number 2. This wrestler debuted in his father's promotion in 1963. From there, he worked around the world, including many campaigns in All Japan Pro Wrestling. There, he won the promotion's World's Strongest Tag Team Determination League in 1977, 1979, and 1982. Clue number 3. This wrestler lost the NWA World Heavyweight Championship to Harley Race. Clue number 4. This wrestler defeated Gene Kiniski for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship using his finisher, the spinning toe hold. Clue number 5. This wrestler competed under a mask in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, aka Jim Crockett Promotions, as the Outlaw. He also teamed with his brother in the WWF under the nickname Hoss. Who's that wrestler? Who is Dory Funk Jr.? Question 7. Ridiculous. Clue number 1. This wrestler was born in Decatur, Georgia on December 3rd, 1951. He was trained by legendary wrestler Dory Funk Jr. and debuted in 1973. Clue number 2. This wrestler teamed with Dory Funk Jr. and the two won the NWA Western States Tag Team Championship after defeating the Interns. This wrestler had a successful run in All Japan Pro Wrestling, teaming with Abdullah the Butcher to defeat Jumbo Tsuruta and Giant Baba. Clue number 3. This wrestler had an odd gimmick in New Japan Pro Wrestling as Super Mario Man. Clue number 4. This wrestler formed a team with Ed Gantner known as the Shock Troops. This wrestler also worked as Commando Ray alongside wrestler Commando Boone in the World Wrestling Council. The team was aptly named the Commandos. Clue number 5. This wrestler's size, built at 6 foot 5 inches, made him a fearsome opponent, particularly when he teamed with Bad Leroy Brown. Both men changed their ring names, becoming known as the Zambui Express, and found success in territories including Championship Wrestling from Florida and the Continental Wrestling Association. Who's that wrestler? Who is Ray Candy, aka Kareem Muhammad? And now it's time for the wild card. Dare to play the wild card? Remember, the wild card is optional. Today's wild card category is Hercules Hernandez. Difficulty, medium. Which of these WWF titles was not held by Hercules, aka Hercules Hernandez? 1. The WWF Intercontinental Championship. 2. The WWF Championship. 3. The WWF Tag Team Championship. 4. None of the above. The answer is 4. None of the above. Hercules did not hold a championship in the WWF. Now it's time to add up your score. Let's have the coach take a look at things. Coach?
How'd you do? No points. You set up the ring. While you're at it, sweep up the gym. 1 to 5 points. You're a wrestling school student. 6 to 10 points. You're a local talent, or what I like to call a bum. 11 to 15 points. You're a jobber to the stars. 16 to 20 points. You're a mid-card talent. 21 to 25 points. You're an upper-card talent. 26 to 30 points. You're a main eventer. 31 to 34 points. You're the undisputed world champion. 35 points. You're a living legend. While you're at it, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Wrestling's greatest moments. the channel that celebrates the squared circle.